As most of you will know, last Saturday we concluded the Pro Wrestling World Cup, the final shot of which was the winner, Kushida, lifting aloft the Pro Wrestling World Cup trophy. That trophy, which now, unfortunately, looks like this. More importantly, we want to extend our apologies to him, to Will Ospreay, who put on one hell of a grand final. This will not stand. Joe Hendry and El Ligero I have suspended for the week while I concoct a fitting punishment for the pair. Again, I can only apologise to Kushida, Will Ospreay, for all who saw the Pro Wrestling World Cup tarnished in their eyes by the actions of the Prestige. This will simply not go unpunished.
Straight to the face, the bones break. You're taking it all, taking as much as you can take. Can't resistance, gonna watch them fall. Fight back, need a kick in the ass. Wait a second too long, now you're missing the chance. You leave it all behind again. Raise your fist up high, let the beating begin. Fight back, need a kick in the ass. Wait a second too long, now you're missing the chance. You leave it all behind again. Raise your fist up high, let the beating begin.
Tonight in Manchester, the WCPW Tag Team titles are on the line. And what will our General Manager, Adam Blampied, do about the Prestige and their heinous actions at the conclusion of the Pro Wrestling World Cup Finals? Dave Bradshaw here alongside James R. Kennedy. And James, this is going to be a heck of a night here on Load It.
It's a heck of a night for General Manager Adam Blampied. What does he do about the Prestige? They're running amok. And I, for one, am glad that the Prestige are doing just that. Oh, speak of the devils and they shall appear, Dave Bradshaw.
Yeah, the key word being devils. The Prestige sunk to a new low in Newcastle a couple of weeks ago at those Pro Wrestling World Cup finals. We know that our general manager, Adam Blampied, has been ruminating for the past week on what he's going to do about all of those gentlemen, especially these two, the prestigious one, WCPW champion Joe Hendry, and the holder of the Magnificent 7 briefcase, El Ligero.
Well, look at that, Dave Bradshaw. Look at the Prestige. So happy to be here. Happier than anyone else would be. Listen to the reception that the Prestige are getting from this capacity crowd.
Yeah, I can hear it. Trust me, I can hear it.
Well, they don't care. I can tell you that for nothing. Joe Hendry, the WCPW champion, El Ligero, the holder of the Magnificent 7 briefcase, do not care because they hold all the cards in this company.
Should be completely ashamed of themselves, but you're right, they are totally shameless. And to think, this man, Joe Hendry, is the man who holds the most prestigious title in WCPW. It makes me actually sick.
Someone get you a bucket, because long may it continue. You may need a couple. This man will never lose that title, so long as he deems that he should be the one to hold it. Joe Hendry.
I don't know what Adam Blampied decided. Hendry may not have a job by the end of tonight. If Blampied has decided to take drastic action, we will find out in due course. But right now, I guess we're going to hear from the champion.
Well, if these people would shut their mouths, maybe we would. disgusting comments from the people of Manchester. Show some respect to the WCPW champ. Oh, God.
Hang on. Well, it looks like we're not going to have to wait very long to find out what Adam Blampier's decision is. Our general manager looks absolutely livid.
Nice to see you dressed up for tonight.
Joe Hendry, shut the f*** up! What? I'm sorry for my language. No, I'm not. Joe Hendry, shut the f*** up! I don't put up with the prestige being a giant five-man pain in my ass for too long. But 2 weeks ago, you boys crossed the line. Okay, you want to try our beatdowns? You want to try and ruin our biggest ever event, the Pro Wrestling World Cup? Well, you are sure as hell going to find out your actions have consequences. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Oh my God, don't be so disrespectful, Blampied.
There is a power play going on here.
Your actions have consequences, Joe. They have 3 consequences, in fact. Consequence the first. You're going to be in a match tonight, Joe. You're going to be in a match against the man who humiliated you, who embarrassed you, and who beat you at the Scottish World Cup qualifiers, Kenny Williams. And I hope he does that again. Consequence the second. You're going to put your WCPW title on the line on October 2nd at Refuse to Lose against the aerial assassin Will Ospreay.
What?
That's huge! Huge news!
What? That's not fair. Not fair, Dave Bradshaw.
Listen to this. These fans in Manchester approve of that decision.
And finally, consequence the third. This one's going out to you, L dickhead.
Someone censor this man.
See that little briefcase you've been carrying around that refused so far to cash in on your BFF Joe Hendry? You're going to put that briefcase on the line right now. Right now, in a hardcore match.
Oh no.
Right now, in a hardcore match against a mystery opponent of my choosing. So let's just, you wait there. Let's get a referee out there, and Joe Hendry, get the f*** out of my ring.
Blampied not messing about. 3 huge announcements from our general manager. And look at this, El Ligero, with no time to prepare, a hardcore match with the Magnificent 7 briefcase on the line. But who's the opponent?
I think El Ligero and all of us are about to find out. This is not good. Not good at all for the prestige. Joe Hendry storming off after the general manager. And no wonder.
Oh God.
Oh, I know what that music is.
There is only one. He is the WCPW Hardcore Champion, Primate. The opponent for El Ligero. Oh my. Ligero may not make it out of Manchester alive. Oh, Coffey! Joe Coffey!
Yes.
And Joe Hendry jumping Primate on the stage.
Well, what will Adam Blampied do about this now? He didn't say that the prestige weren't allowed to get involved in this one. The match hasn't even started, Bradshaw.
Well, even if it had a hardcore match, no rules,
Exactly.
right? No disqualification, so the prestige, I guess, can do what they like, but this is not going to do nothing to improve the mood of Adam Blampied, who insisted on this match just a moment ago.
He was in a bad mood anyway. But, and here is the key word, but, Adam Blampied angered the prestigious one, Joe Hendry. And he is fighting back with a vengeance and his prestige brothers.
Joe Coffey is delighting in the reaction of this crowd. And Primate being triple teamed now. This is
Primate
pathetic.
down on the mat. He's in real trouble here before this hardcore match even gets underway. And now satisfied with their work, the Iron King and the prestigious one vacate the scene. Ring the bell, referee.
Oh, yeah, now we have a match.
Don't forget, Dave Bradshaw, what's up for grabs here.
That Magnificent 7 briefcase. El Ligero doesn't think he's in any danger of losing it now after what just happened with Coffey and Hendry. Look at this arrogance, this cockiness from the Mexican sensation.
Well, El Ligero can afford to put his feet up right now because that was quite the savage beating that the Prestige put on Primate. But if I was El Ligero, I wouldn't be taking this beast too lightly. This is his domain, don't forget, the hardcore match.
El Ligero believing this is a matter of when, not if. And Primate is even struggling to stand on his feet here. Again, this match a punishment, a hardcore title not on the line.
Well, there you go. El Ligero, nothing to gain, everything to lose.
Primate's up. Primate is up. Ligero doesn't realise Primate has found that second wind that he's so notorious for.
Turning round slowly, doesn't want to face the beast.
Running back elbow from Primate. Second time Ligero goes down. And now with Coffey and Hendry back in the locker room area. Oh God, German suplex, and that briefcase suddenly looks a lot less safe.
Look at this, after who could soak up a beating like Primate did from the Prestige and moments later be on his feet?
Well, Primate has gone under the ring and he's found a chair.
Primate is one of a kind. He's a supremely dangerous individual. This man's inhuman, I would say.
He's certainly planning inhuman things to do to El Ligero as he wedges that chair between the top and middle turnbuckle. Ligero has been stunned at what he thought was going to be a cakewalk after the help from his Prestige buddies, and he's finding it's going to be anything but here.
This hardcore match, it does not suit El Ligero.
Oh, Ligero face first into the steel chair.
And that's exactly why. Face first into the cold, unforgiving steel. Primate loving the opportunity to inflict pain on another human being.
By the end of the Pro Wrestling World Cup, the Prestige looked like they were in total control of WCPW. They had Primate's got a steel can here.
I think Primate thinks El Ligero's rubbish and he wants to prove it quite literally.
Primate demanding that Ligero come back into the ring. Now El Ligero is going under the ring. He's found a bit, a similar can, but not quite the same size.
It ain't Primate sized. I don't think you'll fit that beast in there.
Ligero is coming back in anyway. It's the best he can do, it looks like. So here we go.
This is not a good situation for the Mexican sensation. Look at this. It was about all he could do, you're right.
What's plan B? There is no plan B. You're unconscious.
It certainly is. Comes down hard on the back of his head. What is Primate doing now? Always has something up his sleeve, even when he's not wearing it.
Doing a bit of repair work on that bin so he can use it a second time against Ligero here.
As I say, he thinks El Ligero's rubbish.
Ligero head first into that trash can.
Primate better not hesitate here. He can't take an athlete like El Ligero lightly.
You're not looking so prestigious now, Ligero, are you? Here comes Primate.
Doesn't look good.
Primate into the face of El Ligero through that steel bin. And now where's he going?
This isn't good for El Ligero, one of the best wrestlers on the planet, which was why he was headhunted by the Prestige.
Primate's got that chair. Primate's got a chair. Ligero has no idea where Primate is. And there is going to be a considerable ringing in the ears of El Ligero for several days, I would suggest.
Had to be like a gunshot going off.
Cover to win the Magnificent 7 briefcase, and it's a 2 count. Ligero holds on somehow, but he is rolling to the outside to try and get some respite. What I was about to say before all of that happened was, by the end of those World Cup finals, the Prestige thought they had everything. They had the WCPW title, they had the Hardcore title, the Magnificent 7 briefcase. Well, they lost the Hardcore title last week. They may be about to lose the briefcase as well.
Oh, don't remind me. You always come up with things that just depress the situation, Bradshaw.
And it refused to lose after that announcement from Blampied. Well, Joe Hendry could lose the only thing they might have left by that point, the WCPW title to Will Ospreay.
Oh, Primate wants to do a little bakery.
The smashed Ligero in the skull. Ligero is somehow still on his feet, but I'm not sure he knows where he is. Ligero, Ligero fights back.
Well, Ligero is no slouch. Ligero is one of the best. That's why he's a member of the Prestige. That is exactly why he holds the Magnificent 7 briefcase.
Shot to Primate there. And the problem here, and the thing that makes El Ligero an underdog here against Primate, is that Primate has made a career, made a living out of these kinds of matches, these hardcore matches. El Ligero far less used to this, obviously, and even with that interference from Joe Hendry and Joe Coffey at the start of the match, as you can see, oh my God!
Well,
One of our crew members, I was going to say, as you can see, Primate's on top, and that is even more true now.
Primate just devastating human beings left, right and centre.
Oh no! Primate!
That has to be a broken hand, broken finger at the very least.
Primate's hand going into that steel. Referee is checking if Primate can even continue here.
That won't stop Primate. He may well be in a lot of pain. But look, El Ligero using the opportunity. Smart, clever, one of the best. Under the ring, he now has his own steel chair.
Why is that smart and clever?
Well, he has to do whatever it takes to take down the beast that is Primate.
Yeah, but it's not exactly novel to look under the ring for weapons. It's not the first wrestler to ever do that.
Well, what would you do in this situation? You would run
I'm not saying
away.
it's the wrong thing to do, but let's not give him credit for doing the obvious.
Oh,
Ligero ends up on the chair. Now how clever does he look?
what does Primate have in mind here? Look how quickly Primate has recovered
Where's he
from
going?
smashing his hand against that post.
I think Primate is taking a run up. Even with a corner, this is going to be some momentum. Primate, here he comes, and Primate knocking El Ligero onto that hard floor.
Well, back to what you were saying, Bradshaw, the plan of El Ligero to use his own steel chair, it backfired on him there.
El Ligero, once more, with very little clue. If he's in Manchester, Leeds, he doesn't know where he is.
And again, Ligero has nothing to gain. The Primate, a thinking man's monster.
He's getting a member of our audience here to help him out. This is hazardous for everyone involved. El Ligero puts the brakes on. And the elbow into the face is going to stop that chair from being used. Charming as ever, El Ligero. Oh my God! Ligero sent into the crowd. He thinks that's a victory of some kind.
Now, how about that plan, though? El Ligero using the ringside area to his advantage to take Primate down.
He didn't take him down.
Well, if it wasn't for that safety barrier, Primate would be on the ground.
All right, I'll grant you that. Well, now he is on the ground. A steel chair thrown into the face of Primate. And El Ligero having to throw everything he has, both figuratively and literally, at Primate to hold on to this Magnificent 7 briefcase.
Well, again, this is a punishment. Nothing more than a punishment from General Manager Adam Blampied to El Ligero. And I, for one, think it's disgusting. What does El Ligero have to do to earn the respect of someone like Blampied? He's supposed to be impartial.
It will maybe not ruin one of the biggest moments in WCPW history at the end of the Pro Wrestling World Cup. That might be a start.
Oh!
Primate throwing a drink into the face of Ligero. Chop across the chest. Primate is in his element here out in the crowd. I'm not sure why Ligero brought it out here, because this, I think, gives Primate even more of an advantage.
Well, Ligero's going to regret taking this fight out into the people, because, as you say, Primate can fight anywhere and any time. He doesn't need a wrestling ring to cause maximum carnage.
Yeah, they're right near our commentary table now. Primate is in hot pursuit of Ligero. Ligero's got a toy championship belt. It must have been taken from one of the fans in the crowd. Oh, Primate! Ligero got distracted. Primate is going to continue to brawl with Ligero.
And they're going all the way to the entranceway here. They may disappear to the back. Not the first time we've seen that from Primate.
Primate doesn't care what he has to do. What is this from Primate? Onto the shoulders goes Ligero. Ripping at the face, Ligero desperate. Any means necessary here for Ligero.
That's what the Prestige is all about.
The referee ended up holding the boot involuntarily. There was an assistant there to El Ligero against his will was Chris Sharp, and the result is that Primate is down and out on the stage.
Well, El Ligero very, very smartly coming back to the ring. If I were he, I would get back inside that wrestling ring. Try to forget all this hardcore business. He has a briefcase up, it's on the line, Dave Bradshaw. This could be a very, very disastrous start to Loaded for the Prestige.
Wouldn't that be a shame?
Yes, it would be a shame. Absolutely, it would be a shame.
How can you continue to defend them? After everything they've done in the past couple of weeks, you're still their cheerleader.
Because they're world-class athletes. They deserve the benefit of the doubt, Bradshaw.
Benefit that. You're embarrassing yourself. And that's something you do quite often, but this is worse than normal.
Oh, come on. And there we go. El Ligero, just as I suggested, managerial expertise, throws Primate back into the ring, and now wants to make cookies out of his skull.
Ligero's head may have been ringing earlier after that shot when he had the trash can on his head, but those stereo shots of the baking trays will do something very similar to Primate. Takes another hit across the top of the back.
Making cookie dough out of Primate's head. There's a stack of chairs.
Like a pile of twisted metal that El Ligero is going to try and use in a hostile way against Primate. Forearm sends the hardcore champion reeling.
Look at Primate's eyes. El Ligero, you can't showboat, not against this beast. You need to get back on the offensive very quickly, Ligero.
He can't help himself. He cannot help himself.
Well, the people love him so much. El Ligero, the Mexican sensation, the holder of the Magnificent 7 briefcase.
Delusional. Absolutely delusional. El Ligero trying for the superplex onto those chairs. Primate in real trouble if that happens. Ligero raking the eyes of Primate, who was trying to fight back. This is do or die time now in this hardcore match.
I'll agree with you on that. El Ligero must connect with this move. Simply must.
Ligero, he's got him up. Oh no, superplex! Primate, spine first, into that pile of steel chairs.
That's the opening for El Ligero. Cover Primate quickly and you will win.
And is it though? Just a 2. But it was very, very close to El Ligero surviving to live another day, so to speak, with that Magnificent 7 briefcase.
And now, what does El Ligero do? If that won't put Primate away, what will? What will do it, James Bradshaw? And El Ligero showing so much frustration. He believed that this one was all said and done.
This kind of resilience is exactly why Primate is the hardcore champion, now for a second time. Primate just refusing to die in any of these kind of matches.
Uh-oh.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
What is that Ligero has? El Ligero.
Well, I don't think it's going to be money in that little pouch. What do you think?
I have a suspicion what it might be, but
I think your suspicions are about to become correct.
Thumbtacks, hundreds of them.
Can you believe this? What a way to kick off Loaded. Adam Blampied has poked the bear, so to speak. El Ligero willing to do anything it takes to hold on to that Magnificent 7 briefcase.
Look at those spikes poking up into the air off the canvas. Primate trying to make Ligero regret that. Don't forget, Primate's already taken that superplex onto the chairs. A low blow, and it's all legal. This is a hardcore match. There is no disqualification.
No rules, no mercy from El Ligero, and that's simply the way it must be in a match as dangerous as this one.
El Ligero setting up that chair again, and once more that hubris, cockiness of El Ligero coming into play. He's picked up some of the...
There's a handful of the tacks.
What is this? Ligero.
Oh no, he has
We've seen this in
cruel intentions.
a match before. El Ligero trying to put some of those thumbtacks into the mouth of Primate. Primate fighting off. Primate! Overhead suplex, El Ligero! Lands hard on the thumbtacks.
Did you hear the scream from El Ligero when he landed flush on all of those thumbtacks? Ow! That hurt, Dave Bradshaw, and Primate now picking up a handful of the tacks himself.
Turn around, fair play here for Primate. Or
No.
even worse. Oh, he's put them in. Oh, God! Can you believe that? Right into the mini Ligeros.
I don't think that El Ligero will have the Mexican horn anytime soon after that one.
Spear by Primate. Here comes the cover. Primate to win the Magnificent 7.
And wait a minute now, who's that at ringside?
Oh, it's Gunn.
It's BT Gunn.
BT Gunn, the man who lost the hardcore title to Primate last week.
This is revenge from BT Gunn for what Primate did, taking that title belt away from him.
Primate furious. Ligero with the briefcase.
Prestige always have a plan, Bradshaw.
Knock Primate out cold. Ligero, oh, come on. Come on. Oh, yes, Primate kicked out. Primate kicked out.
No way, but look at this BT Gunn coming back inside the ring to finish the job that he started. And we've seen this before, Bradshaw.
Now he won the hardcore title back at Stacked. BT Gunn.
Simply vicious.
May have knocked Primate out cold here.
BT Gunn now has one of those steel chairs.
How many members of the Prestige is it going to take to win this match?
As many as it takes, by any means necessary. That is the mantra of the Prestige. They will do anything it takes to win.
Look at this, onto the chair, stomping the skull of Primate onto that steel.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that this is morally right, Dave Bradshaw. I'm a human being after all. But
comes out Ligero wins it. El Ligero.
Any means necessary. As I said.
The winner of this contest, El Ligero!
It took 4 men to put down Primate tonight in Manchester, but El Ligero survives with that Magnificent 7 briefcase. Give the assist to the Prestige.
Primate motionless on the canvas. Another savage beating from the Prestige. Adam Blampied must be furious. The Prestige always find a way.
Well, when we come back after the break, the WCPW Tag Team titles on the line. War Machine defend against the Jürgen Glubren. It's coming up next.
Straight to the face, the bones break. I'm taking it all, taking as much as you can take.
Slater sent to the outside by Aslan. I think Moss and Slater were maybe looking to finish
look at
against Lucky Kid. There's a roll up. Lucky Kid's got it. He had Moss's shoulders down. Lucky Kid is your winner alongside Tark and Aslan. The Jürgen Glubren, the #1 contenders for the tag team titles.
Finally, the UK seen the Jürgen Glubren. And we're coming over not for shaking hands. We're coming over because we're predators. We're the twos in the night. Toot, toot. We are the hunters. And finally we made it against War Machine. So this will be huge, and this will be a hunt. This will be a war. No question about that. Not here for shaking hands. We are here for the titles. Bringing them home to the jungle. If you're not cool with that, 2 words, baby. Hakuna Matata!
WCPW Tag Team titles about to be defended. These guys winning the rights last week to compete here for the titles, but they have a huge uphill battle on their hands against the most dominant tag team champions we've ever seen. Lucky Kid and Tarkan Aslan collectively, the Jürgen Glubren.
Easy for you to say, Dave Bradshaw.
Been practicing all week. I think I butchered it before the break, but anyway. Lucky Kid, of course, was part of the Pro Wrestling World Cup, made it as far as the last 16. Had a hell of a match against Hiromu Takahashi.
It was one hell of a match, but it will not have prepared him for what is coming next. the War Machine cometh. As you say, Bradshaw, I've never seen a tag team as dominating as these guys yet in WCPW.
Won those WCPW tag titles on the return episode of Loaded against the Swords of Essex. Ever since then, they have torn through everyone who they have faced, including, of course, at Stack just a few weeks ago against Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal in what was a hell of a match, but ultimately, even that kind of dream team could not beat these two guys.
Well, the War Machine prepared for the Briscoes. They only got one half of them. Jay Lethal, of course, one hell of a substitute. But as they always seem to do, the War Machine rolled over the top of the competition. Our German friends, the Jungen Löwen, are they next?
A big challenge here. And when we've seen the caliber of teams who have fallen to the War Machine, not just here in WCPW, but around the world, they're also, as you can see, the IWGP Tag Team Champions. They've dominated in Ring of Honor as well. Can anyone beat them?
You two might be new to What Culture's tag division, but all these people know what happens when War Machine comes to town. We're only doing this match under one condition, and that's War Machine rules.
There are no rules under War Machine rules. Looks like the challengers are going to agree to this. I don't know if they've seen what happened to other teams who've agreed to this, but anyway.
Well, I was just about to say, Dave Bradshaw, Tarkan Aslan and Lucky Kid would have to be very lucky to get by War Machine anyway. But under War Machine rules, forget about it.
No disqualifications, no countouts, and no tags needed. Everyone is legal all of the time. And oh my God!
There's a meeting of the minds.
Both members of the Jungen Löwen colliding, courtesy of the tag team champions.
Sheer domination. That is what Raymond Rowe and Hansen offer every single time they put those WCPW Tag Team Championships on the line.
Rowe and Hansen, devastating Lucky Kid.
They are just a force to be reckoned with. Nobody can live with the War Machine.
This might not last long. Hansen being picked up and slammed down on his partner.
When two become one.
Hell of an effort last week for these young Germans to become the #1 contenders, but it may be very short-lived as Rowe slams Hansen down onto both of them.
So the Jungen Löwen may well regret becoming the #1 contenders for the WCPW Tag Team titles. You cannot live with Raymond Rowe and Hansen. They offer something that no other team on the planet can offer. War Machine rules. It takes them to a whole new level. Miscommunication.
Lucky Kid moved out of the way, nearly made Rowe collide with Hansen, and now suddenly the challengers getting up ahead of steam here. Lucky Kid and Aslan go into the ropes. Both get caught though, both picked up, and oh my God.
No way, no way.
Yeah, we've seen this before, we saw it at Stack, the power of Raymond Rowe, absolutely superhuman as he slams them both down.
These men know exactly what they're doing every time they enter the ring. Systematic destruction, War Machine calling for the end.
Scary, scary power.
Seriously impressive though.
Now hang on, Hansen is headed to the top.
Lucky Kid doing everything he can to help his partner.
Rowe, guillotine on the top rope there. And
we have a bit of a fight back on our hands here.
Hang on, they're fighting back. Aslan now putting the boot in to Raymond Rowe.
Listen to this crowd here in Manchester. Nobody could foresee this one, least of all War Machine. We thought this one was all said and done.
War Machine aren't your typical fan favourites, but they have been so dominant here that they have a portion of WCPW fan base, who is a lot of distinct fans of this team.
They live vicariously through the destruction of War Machine, but the Young and Leuven giving some destruction of their own on the tag team champions.
Yeah, putting up a hell of a fight here.
I'm impressed, Dave Bradshaw. I thought this one was over with.
Now we are on the outside.
They've isolated the big man. It took two of them, but they managed it.
I think neither of them want him coming crashing down on them like he already has.
Who would?
Earlier in this match, if they can neutralise Hansen, then Rowe is less of a formidable target without Hansen supporting him, I guess. But even so, even Raymond Rowe on his own, we've seen him dominate men. Oh my!
Oh, right into the security barricades. Cold, unforgiving steel. Raymond Rowe getting some too. Right into Hansen.
Hansen's gone into the crowd. Hansen colliding with his own partner, ends up in the front row.
I'm so impressed by what this young German tag team have to offer, Dave Bradshaw. Lesser teams would have crumbled under the might of the War Machine.
Aslan goes for the cover. Or gets a shoulder up on two.
Rather than do that though, the Young and Leuven, they've fought back. They are now firmly in this tag team championship match. And it's under War Machine rules, don't forget about that.
I mean, they've known championship success in the past of these two newcomers. They have been WXW tag team champions, among other things, but obviously a different kettle of fish to be in there against the War Machine.
I don't think any team on the planet could prepare for Raymond Rowe and Hansen. They are just such a special unit.
Hip toss, drops the knee across the throat, the low clothesline. Kid will go for the cover. Will he get it? No.
Aslan and Kid using some supreme teamwork there. That's what you have to do against a man the thickness of Raymond Rowe. You have to double team him, take him off his feet. Don't give him a moment to think.
Aslan taking out Hansen again. You can see how the strategy here of these Germans is to keep Hansen out of the ring, as we were saying a minute ago. Kid sends Rowe into the corner. Lucky Kid charges. Nails Raymond Rowe right in the face. Well, let us know who you think is going to win this tag title match, and what do you think about Joe Hendry against Kenny Williams later? Can Williams make it 2-0 against Hendry? Join the conversation on social media. As always, the hashtag is loaded. Tell us what you think.
I'm expecting to see a lot of tweets of surprise that the War Machine haven't put this one to bed, this tag team title match.
Rowe is trying to fight back, and he's doing it very effectively. He dumps Kid on top of Aslan.
Just when you think you have Raymond Rowe exactly where you want him, he does something like that. And oh look, Hansen has Aslan and Kid in each respective corner here of the ring.
Hansen knows what he wants to do. This plan of keeping him out of the ring was only successful in the short term, and now the Young and Leuven are going to pay the price.
Non-stop clotheslines, the war cry from the bearded beast that is Hansen.
Look at this, Hansen, again and again and again, crushing these two challengers for the WCPW tag title.
Incredible stamina from this huge man.
Now Hansen going to send Aslan into his own partner. Aslan and Lucky Kid are in the corner, piled up, a bad place to be! Hansen may have broken some ribs there.
Oh, and look how the Young and Leuven fell simultaneously into the corner. This is a bad place to be. Hansen recognises the situation.
Clark and Aslan moves out of the way. Lucky Kid does as well. Oh, we've lost the rope.
Oh no.
The bottom rope has collapsed under the power here of that impact.
That just shows you how powerful Hansen is, breaking the ring here on Loaded. War Machine rules, Dave Bradshaw. Anything can and probably will happen.
And no timeouts here in WCPW, especially under War Machine rules, so the match going to continue. Rowe ends up landing on his own partner. Chaos.
Here comes Aslan.
Yeah, Aslan takes out Rowe, but Rowe caught him. Rowe has got Aslan in his hands. Oh, but Lucky Kid takes out Rowe and takes out his own partner as well.
Incredible. This young team, young Lions from Germany, they just will not stop.
Raymond Rowe being rolled back in.
I was going to say under the bottom rope, but we don't have one.
Look at the devastation, the destruction here in the Bowls Exhibition Centre in Manchester. Lucky Kid using that speed, but that'll slow him down considerably. Rowe with the knees to the face. Now Aslan going to try and send Rowe. Rowe overpowers him, sends him into the corner. Aslan tries to put the boot up. Rowe knew it was coming. Aslan refusing to succumb here, and eventually takes the big man off his feet.
Showing incredible spirit here, Aslan. Oh God. Well, I think we're just about to see his spirit go floating on up towards the heavens.
The missile dropkick from Lucky Kid though.
This Lucky Kid, lucky by name, lucky by nature, but always willing to fight.
It's not just luck, it's tenaciousness as well from
Absolutely.
Lucky Kid. Sliced bread on Rowe. It's Hansen though, Hansen trying to put a stop to this by picking him up. Kid put his head down too soon and almost had his head taken off his shoulders.
Aslan back to his feet. I can't believe it.
Surely he can't.
Oh, no way. No way.
That's a 350-pound man.
Well, this isn't wise.
The man at that size who doesn't want to be lifted is not going to be, I promise you.
Look at the ease Hansen lifted up. Aslan.
Oh, Aslan! Has he got him? He got him! Aslan has got him up and dropped him down. A Death Valley driver from Tarkan Aslan on Hansen.
I don't know what they're feeding these boys over in Germany, but it's making them strong, I'll tell you that. Oh,
I hope his jaw is strong because that knee from Raymond Rowe right into the jawbone may have shattered it.
the crowd sucked into this WCPW Tag Team title match.
Double choke slam maybe on Aslan. Up and down hard. Rowe, the cover. Is that going to do it? No, Aslan kicks out.
The crowd here in Manchester seems surprised, but the young and Loven, they have shown so much tenacity, so much resilience here on Loaded.
The War Machine were a half second away from retaining the titles. This time they may do it, but Lucky Kid stops it from happening. If there was a bottom rope, it may have been broken there. That ship's already sailed though.
Will the ship sail on the tag team title reign of the War Machine?
It might be about to. It might be about to. Hang on, Lucky Kid, the cover to win the tag titles, and they were just short of doing it.
So impressed by this tag team. They're showing so much here on Loaded.
On the brink of shocking the wrestling world here.
You're not kidding. What a shock it would be to defeat the War Machine.
Aslan kick to the side of the head, knee into the jaw, courtesy of Lucky Kid. Hansen still won't go down, he's backed into the corner. Stereo strikes to the head from De Jungenwerden.
I don't think Hansen's even hearing mono after that one.
Hansen still hasn't gone down though. This will surely send him. Look at the strength again. And finally, the two of them take him down. But it took so much effort, it took a while to get to the cover. Did it take too long? Yes, it did.
Did you see Lucky Kid grabbing the arm of Hansen? They're trying to hold it down onto the mat. Still not enough to put Hansen down for the count. This match, this war, rages on.
Well, Hansen is the size of two Lucky Kids, so to try and pin that man to the mat is going to be difficult at the best of times. Hansen, here's the handspring, the double back elbow from the big man.
Yeesh! Oh, Raymond Rowe's back in it now.
Rowe sends Lucky Kid up into the power slam from Hansen. Cover, the double pin. Here comes Aslan.
Again, so impressive, Bradshaw. Just when you think this match is over, these youngsters from Germany, they are showing that they are very much determined to become the new WCPW Tag Champs.
A much more difficult day at the office than I think War Machine had planned.
I don't think any of us could have expected this. The young and Loven have come here with something to prove.
Could yet become a catastrophic day because this match is still going on. War Machine looking to end it, going for another double choke slam. Lucky Kid goes to the ropes. Oh, he's been caught again. We counters DDT from Lucky Kid.
No way. And look at this, the roll up on Rowe.
Aslan has the roll up. Aslan, no.
Almost using the element of surprise there to become the new tag team champions.
Lucky Kid and Aslan. Once again, those kicks to the skull. This time to Rowe.
He goes down hard.
Like, what else can they do?
Well, they have something in mind. Raymond Rowe's not going to like it.
Raymond Rowe finds himself as the prey, being stalked by these two predators at the moment. War Machine not used to being prey for anyone. Oh! The chop into the German suplex, the cover. New tag champs, no!
Wow. Raymond Rowe all on his own though.
Oh, Kid. He's got him.
Oh, this is a compromising situation.
He's got Rowe, spine on his knees here. Here comes Aslan, double foot stomp, may have broken the back of Raymond Rowe. This time, and no, again Rowe kicked out. How on earth did he do that?
Lucky Kid can't believe it. I don't think anyone in this building can. What is it going to take to beat War Machine?
Well, he's going to have to get over that shock pretty quickly and continue this fight.
Well, look, you're right, Dave Bradshaw, because Hanson Oil almost back into the match. Cut off there.
Lucky Kid trying to make sure his partner's still with him. It's going to take more double team, and the fact they're able to double team without any limits here, without any constraints, is the result of these War Machine rules, which may be coming back to haunt Rowe and Hanson.
Big headbutts. Listen to the smack of the skull.
Back of the shingle. Right hand, I think that was a closed fist, but again, no disqualifications under these rules. Held up high is Aslan. Leaping springboard clothesline from Hanson after Rowe held him up. Here comes Hanson. Aslan taken out. In the ring.
Big backbreaker there from Rowe.
Oh, a gutbuster as well. Rowe manhandling Lucky Kid.
Hanson on the top rope.
Hanson slams him, Rowe I should say, slams him down. Hanson with the big splash. 350 pounds comes down on the chest of Lucky Kid, and War Machine retains. I tell you, War Machine retained, but that must have been their toughest title defense to date. We have not seen the last of the Jungen Löwen. So here, War Machine have retained the WCPW Tag Team Championships.
Joe Hendry, for a man that wears a three-piece suit, you sure look like a child to me. You have the attention span of a child. If 5 minutes go by and no one's talking about Joe Hendry, you want to make it about yourself. The What Culture Pro Wrestling World Cup was something to offer fans an alternative, and you want to put your nose in there with the prestige? Do you know who that disrespects? You don't just disrespect me. You don't disrespect Kushida. You disrespect the fans that want an alternative. Do you know who you're dealing with, Joe Hendry? Do you know what kind of a man I am? I'm the guy that's evolving pro wrestling, and you're stopping it. You're in my way, so now I ask the question, how do I stop you? How do I keep evolution growing? How do I keep progressing things? I know exactly what I've got to do, Joe. One by one, I'm going to take the prestige down, and then what's going to happen, Joe? It's going to be me and you. And I don't think you can last in the ring with an assassin like me, Joe. I'm going to take the What Culture Pro Wrestling Championship from you. And I will keep evolving this business, Joe. I don't live by no prestige. I live by the sword, and I will die by the swords of Essex. But more importantly, I will die to make sure that this business is in the safe hands of a man who wants to evolve this. It's now time for this business to evolve. And you're looking at the man who will take this business to the next step.
Hello there, I'm That Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'm here today to unveil the Marty Scurll cover for issue 6 of Wrestling. And to do so, I'm going to be joined by a very special guest, the man himself, the villain, Marty Scurll.
There you go, Crowder going mental, and it's popped up. Ah, I like that.
It's good, that.
Massive.
Good, that. Yep. You're a lot taller in real life. As ever, it's 120 pages of wrestling insight, opinion and content, beautifully hand illustrated by Bob Dahlstrom. Contains our biggest ever list to date, the 100 greatest wrestlers in the world today, as well as all the usual features, opinions from your favourite What Culture writers and beyond. Super kick. Just kidding.
Oh!
Hold that for me, thank you. It's available now from shop.whatculture.com for the usual price. The link is in the description. Thanks, Marty.
Dave Bradshaw, a very unhappy man, storming his way to the ring.
And why is Joe Coffey out here? We've already seen him once more than we needed to.
Oh, come on now.
Well, he hasn't got a match.
Joe Coffey can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants to do it. Clearly irate about something. Look at the look in his eye. Not happy with the crowd here in Manchester. Not happy about a lot of things that are going on here in WCPW. I'd wager that.
Yeah, well, the feeling is mutual with these fans, because everyone here awaiting this main event on Loaded this week between Joe Hendry and Kenny Williams. The wrong Joe has come out. Why is Joe Coffey here?
Well, we're about to find out. Just hold your horses, take it easy, relax. Don't you want to hear what Joe Coffey might have to say?
No.
In a word, huh? In a word, no. An athlete like that, member of the Prestige, one of the greatest wrestlers in the world today.
Let me predict what he's going to say. It's going to involve whining and moaning, isn't it?
Not necessarily, Dave Bradshaw. Let's just wait and find out.
There's a chip on his shoulder about...
I'm interested, I'll tell you that.
About how he had to actually fight in the Pro Wrestling World Cup and was subsequently eliminated at the last 16 stage. Among many other chips on his shoulders.
I should have had the night off. With my feet up in a comfortable hotel room. I was set to get a bye to the next round. Because Michael Elgin had shit his pants and decided he couldn't face the prestigious Joe Coffey.
Pro Wrestling World Cup, Joe Coffey should have had a bye to the next round, Dave Bradshaw.
But like my career in WCPW, nothing's quite gone the way it should, the way I want. It's not gone to plan. I'm starting to wonder. I'm thinking, am I paranoid? Am I paranoid? Is this company got a hidden agenda against Joe Coffey? Because the upper management, Adam Blampied, some internet geek who I hadn't heard of until I went, what, this year? Is it this year? This year, yeah. Adam Blampied. Whatever his name is. He comes out and he tells me that I have a match when I should be off. I should have had the night off. I should have been in the quarterfinals or whatever it is. It should have been me. But no. The prodigal son returns. Joseph Connors.
Unfair to the Iron King.
Yeah, heaven forbid he should have to actually fight in a wrestling tournament, eh?
Blampied. What is he all about, eh? Ruins everything.
Not Blampied.
Internet geek.
Blampied.
Pencil neck geek, that's what he is.
You got me thinking when I got back and I was sitting in the locker room. There was another loss. I said the cards are stacked against me in WCPW. I know where it's heading, and I was thinking, Is it because I'm wearing one of these? Is it because I'm wearing a prestige shirt? Is that what it is? But then, no, it was something bigger than that. It's cause I'm Scottish. And I'm treated as a second-class citizen down here. Look at the facts. England gets another person to qualify. A likely bloody story.
Yeah, everything's a conspiracy, Joe. On this
So
occasion
what
it
I'm
is.
going to do on the way back up in Carlisle, Newcastle, at Hexham, I'm going to personally just build Hadrian's Wall up, brick by brick, so I don't have to come back to tin pot holes like this town and this company. I am finished.
Strong words from the Iron King. But who can blame him? Hang on. Oh,
Prince
not
Amin's
this music. Oh, this is exactly what Joe Coffey needed, isn't it? This moron. Well, here comes the pain. Here comes the pain. Really? Why don't you jump around?
Forgive me guys, because I'm not in a good mood tonight. I'm really not. And I'll tell you why, because you've got people like this stood in the ring saying he's done with his company, he's done with all of you. This man has had everything handed to him. Everything. And you want to complain that this company is calling you a joke? Bro, look at me. I'm the one with the daft turban and the silly carpet.
He's only just realised. Really?
Look. You're complaining about an extra competitor in this World Cup qualifiers. Well, at least you were in the World Cup qualifiers. You know what happened to me? What culture scout in India to find the best Indian wrestler, and I was told that it wasn't me.
And he's surprised by that, Dave Bradshaw. Prince Amin actually has the temerity to be shocked at this bombshell.
So, you're not being hard done by, I'm being hard done by, but you don't see me coming out here and crying, bitching, and moaning. I'm gonna do something about it, and I'm gonna do it right now.
Hang on, Amin looks like he's going to get in there with Coffey. There's a referee coming down to the ring.
Hit for us. I'm challenging you, Joe Coffey, to a match right here in Manchester.
No, that's a mistake from Prince Amin. Look at Joe Coffey's face. He is ready to kill.
Coffey, cheap shot on Amin as the bell rings.
Cheap shot. The match had started.
I thought Coffey was leaving.
Well, you know, he might as well take care of a little business, a punk like Prince Amin, before he takes his leave.
Shot to the jaw from Coffey.
Joe Coffey, so right. The way he's been treated here in What Culture Pro Wrestling, it's shocking, Dave
No,
Bradshaw.
Prince Amin is right. You heard what Amin said. Joe Coffey has had everything given to him.
I wasn't listening when that clown was
The
talking.
prestige have been given every leniency. It's ridiculous. How is Coffey got anything to complain about?
Prince Amin might have something to complain about here in the emergency room when this one's all said and done. Joe Coffey means business.
Solution here on Prince Amin.
Oh,
Coffey's been given every opportunity, every platform, and he's not done.
barely kicking out there. In fact, Joe Coffey pretty much pulled Prince Amin off the canvas, almost like he has something else in mind.
You know what I love about these? Oh, God, for the Black Coffey! Gets it. The cover on Prince Amin, and Joe Coffey wins it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, Joe Coffey!
Professional wrestling in 2017. Don't even get this. Just listen to it. I'm coming for the rest of you. In professional wrestling.
This conspiracy against the prestige, against the Iron King, and Prince Amin asked for this. Let's not feel sorry for him. Joe Coffey was angry to begin with. Prince Amin came out here, poked his finger in the chest of the bear. And what do you expect will happen when you do that to a man like Joe Coffey? You get destroyed.
Yeah, never mind whether I'm finished. It looks like Joe Coffey isn't finished because he is continuing this assault on Prince Amin, who is now lying motionless in the ring. Joe Coffey, absolutely relentless here against Prince Amin.
It's your favourite Adam's favourite Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'm here with exciting news about a flash sale. Now, you're already familiar with shop.whatculture.com, if not how we point you in its direction literally every day, but, and I'm legally obliged by our lawyers to tell you to sit down for this, we're also on Amazon. Yes, Amazon, the one with the Fire Stick, the one with the drones, the place where your dad quietly orders all of his jazzy mags from. What Culture has its own little slice of the world's largest online marketplace. But we're not here to pat ourselves on the back or try out some of the sick firework overlays we've just got our hands on. We're actually here to save you a bit of money. For the entire month of September, or while stocks last, we'll be discounting every product we have on our Amazon shop. That's Development Hell, Michael Sidgwick's warts and all examination of the burgeoning days of NXT, shocking wrestling plans you won't believe almost happened, an insider look at some of WWE's most ridiculous creative decisions, Titan Screwed, the fabled third part of the Titan series in which we examine Vince & Co.'s arrival in the Attitude Era, and the What Culture board game and wrestling expansion set, your one-stop tabletop shop for challenging trivia fun. They're all available right now from our Amazon store for less than the price you'd pay at shop.whatculture.com. The link is, of course, in the description, and don't say we never give you anything. Michael, one more time, if you please.
So our general manager, Adam Blampied, has made the match. In my opinion, it is the match in independent wrestling that you didn't know that you need to see. And here's the reason why. Because everyone talks about Will Ospreay. Everyone talks about his talents, his abilities. I recognize that I asked him to join us, to be in the Prestige, to be the second best wrestler in the world. Because he knows that to be the best wrestler, you need this, the WCPW Championship. Now here's the thing, everyone talks about Will's talent, but what about me? What about the things that I can do? What about the things that I've done in the short time that I've been in this business? Why is my legacy so overlooked? Well, you know what? At first I saw Adam Blampied's decision as an interference in the Prestige's plans, but now I very much see it as an opportunity to cement my legacy, to cement the legacy of the Prestige. And that is a challenge that I will fully embrace. But there is just one little problem with that. There is something that is at the back of my mind. A certain individual who embarrassed me. Because everyone wants to talk about the World Cup. And here's the thing. I should have also won the World Cup if it weren't for Kenny Williams, who embarrassed me in Scotland. Who knows that he can't really beat me, who got lucky, who had a fluke, and he changed the course of professional wrestling history. And until I thwart him, until I swat him, I can't focus my attention on Will Ospreay. So Kenny Williams, you are going to feel the full wrath of Joe Hendry and the Prestige. And once I dispose of you, Will Ospreay, you better get ready for me, because you're damn right, I can't do the flips that you can do. But I've got something that no one else does. I say I want to do something, and then I do it. See, if I wanted to do all those flips, I would do it. I would learn how to do it, but I don't. I want to be effective. And sure, you can do some of the most amazing things that anyone has ever seen a human being do. But can you honestly look in the mirror, look at my credentials, and say that you can beat the prestigious one in a fight? When you look in the mirror, you're going to get that realization that you know that's something you can't do, and then the world will realize exactly how good Joe Hendry is.
Back here on Loaded, time for our main event and a chance for this young man to make it 2-0 against the WCPW champion. defeated Joe Hendry in the first round, the very first match of the Scottish qualifiers for the Pro Wrestling World Cup back in the springtime. It is a loss that Joe Hendry has never forgotten. Kenny Williams went on to be one of the two Scottish representatives in that World Cup, and Hendry would like nothing more than to beat Williams, but I think Williams has his number.
And why do you think that? Give me a list of reasons.
Because he's beaten him already.
No way. You don't beat a man like Joe Hendry twice. And here he comes. These people can boo all they want. The prestigious one, the WCPW champion, a superstar. Here unloaded.
Here he is, the so-called prestigious one.
So-called.
Joe Hendry, for as long as he has that WCPW title around his waist, is a poison. He is doing damage to WCPW. To have that man as the man representing this company on a global stage as its champion is absolutely toxic. Adam Blampied knows that, and that's why he is determined to get that championship off of Joe Hendry at Refuse to Lose on October the 2nd when Hendry faces Will Ospreay.
And you think that Will Ospreay is look at Joe Hendry. Look at this man, built from the ground up to be a champion. And you think that Will Ospreay is just so easily going to waltz in here at Refuse to Lose and take that belt away from the prestigious one, please?
Well, tonight is a non-title match because Adam Blampied, in my view correctly, believes that Will Ospreay should be the next man to face Hendry for the title, given what happened at the conclusion of the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Look at this, Joe Hendry, obviously irate at the decision-making of our general manager, taking it to Kenny Williams. Both these men know one another, both Scots, they know one another very, very well. Kenny Williams daring to turn his back on the champion. Well, he's paying for it now, but oh.
Williams goes to the ropes. High knee from Hendry. It was something of a surprise when Williams beat Hendry in that first round of the Scottish qualifiers. And I think given that it was a tournament with 64 of the best wrestlers in the world and Hendry wants to call himself the prestigious one and thinks he's the best thing on the planet, it must eat away at him that he went out in the very first round. It eats away at you, I can see it on your face.
No, because Joe Hendry is the WCPW champion, and even after the aerial assassin, even though Will Ospreay is obviously one of the best wrestlers on the planet today, Joe Hendry has always had that X factor, always had that intangible quality which makes him a star, which makes him the WCPW champion. For my money, I like to, when I bet, Dave Bradshaw, I like to hold on to my money and increase my odds and earn more. I'm going to be betting on Hendry and Refuse to Lose.
Finished?
No, I'm going to bet on Hendry tonight against Kenny Williams.
Hendry lured in by Williams. Williams, the middle turnbuckle, back elbow sends the WCPW champion to the outside.
It is tough to bet against Kenny Williams, though.
Williams will launch over. Well, he's going to launch over the top. Instead, he dived feet first into Hendry. This time between the top and middle. A torpedo-like dive right into the champion.
Kenny Williams feeling it here in Manchester. This is a great opportunity for Williams if he were to defeat, even in a non-title match, someone like Joe Hendry. But Joe Hendry always finds a way. The prestige always finds a way.
Hendry caught him there. Williams was ascending the turnbuckle. Hendry knocked him off balance and now sends him face first into the apron. Again, a non-title match here, but don't think that means there's nothing at stake for Hendry. It is all about correcting what he thinks is one of the great wrongs of his recent career in WCPW when he lost to Williams in the World Cup. And what would it do to Hendry's already fragile psyche if Williams beat him for a second time?
What makes you so sure that Joe Hendry's psyche is fragile in the first place?
Come on. The way he has to constantly tell everyone how he's the the best thing on the planet. The
Because it's
prestigious
true.
one. Who names themselves the prestigious one?
Listen, if you walked and talked like Joe Hendry, you would call yourself the best too. This man is a WCPW champion, the figurehead of the best collective in pro wrestling today, the Prestige. Joe Hendry is the prestigious one.
Again, before I found it baffling, now I find it absolutely unbelievable that you continue to defend these guys. After what they did to Will Ospreay and his friends and his family
Oh, boo-hoo.
at the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Boo-hoo.
So you're telling me you're going to go to Refuse to Lose on October the 2nd and you are going to be supporting Joe Hendry?
100%.
After everything that's happened?
100%.
You're disgusting. Let us know if you think Kenny Williams is going to pull it off here for a second time against Joe Hendry. The hashtag again is #loaded. Appreciate all of your input into that conversation online.
Kenny Williams looking for a big DDT.
Williams got caught by Hendry. Hendry wraps his arm around the head. Great strength from the champion and drops him with a suplex.
Prestigious strength from Joe Hendry. Look at this, moving into the cover.
2 for 2. Williams kicks out, and interesting to see, by the way, that there's that black tape on the back of Williams. I wonder whether moves like a suplex where there's a hard impact on the back may have done more damage than normal if there's some kind of injury there.
I would have to suggest it would. And don't think for a moment that Joe Hendry, studious athlete that he is, student of the game, hasn't noticed that tape on the back of Kenny Williams.
Hendry, the submission hold applied to Williams, and he's talking in his ear as well, just giving him verbal abuse while he's torturing him physically.
Tremendous main event here on Loaded. You get to see the WCPW champion anytime you get to see him.
Going for the freak of nature. He's going to go for the freak of nature. Williams counters, rolls him up, cover. Williams to beat him twice. And Hendry got out. There we go, Kenny. Come on. Kenny Williams.
Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on. You're going to call me out for supporting Joe Hendry, but you're going to say, come on, Kenny Williams.
Again, you just can't support the Prestige. You cannot possibly defend them.
They're the best. The
Defend
most
what they did.
prestigious.
Defend what they did. Go on.
I don't need to defend it.
No,
The
because-
fact is, Dave Bradshaw, that Joe Hendry is the WCPW champion. What has Will Ospreay got to complain about? Adam Blampied has put him in a title match on pay-per-view, October 2nd, Refuse to Lose. What's not to like here? A marquee match
I do like
anywhere in the
Oh,
world.
I do like the match, and the reason I like it is that I believe the Aerial Assassin is going to leave that night with the WCPW title, and thank goodness for that if it happens.
No way. No way. But Kenny Williams giving Joe Hendry quite the test here on Loaded.
Williams up on the top rope. Hendry unsteady on his feet. Williams top. Spinning back elbow from Williams. Hooks that right leg. The cover on the champion. Hendry kicks out again at 2.
Few in the world, Dave Bradshaw, deliver that elbow off the top rope with the grace and poise of Kenny Williams. I'll give him that. This man's a hell of a competitor. But when you're in the ring with the prestigious one, it's a different ball game. Joe Hendry is something to admire. He's the best, the champion.
Hendry shoves Williams back into the corner. Williams will dodge him. Williams so fast on his feet. Gets to the wheelbarrow position. He'll spin round. Drops Hendry face first. Turns him over. The cover. Again. Williams looking for another win. And a 2 count again. Williams, though, increasingly looking like what I said at the start of the show is true. Maybe he does have Joe Hendry's number.
Well, no. Again, fluke. In the World Cup qualifiers, the Scottish qualifiers for the Pro Wrestling World Cup, it was a fluke when Williams beat Hendry.
Hendry has caught Williams. Williams lands on his feet. Hendry goes behind. Got the DDT. Hendry, the cover. Gets 2 and left shoulder up from Williams. This one stays alive. The champion barely containing that rage. Look at the look on Hendry's face.
Almost disgusted. Every time Joe Hendry enters this ring and his title isn't on the line, it's almost like he's lowering himself just to compete.
Speaking of the title, Hendry is picking it up. What's he doing with the title belt? Referee Joe Allen has seen it. Hendry needs to put that down. There's no place for that.
what gives Joel Allen the right to do this. Take the belt off him.
It's an illegal weapon. The cover by Williams. Check the rule book.
Rules are overrated.
Dumped on his face. Williams there. Oh, Hendry lock on Williams. Kenny Williams gonna struggle to find a way out here. He rolls through. The shoulders of Hendry are down again for a 2. Oh, and Hendry back into the Hendry lock. The Hendry lock again. The champion with that submission hold applied to Kenny Williams. Williams struggling to the ropes. Hendry pulls him back in.
Everything Joe Hendry does, he does with purpose. Look, sitting down on the Hendry lock now.
Yeah, he's wrapped his leg around the leg of Williams, and Williams had no choice but to tap.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match by submission, Joe Hendry!
What a main event here on Loaded. We got to see the WCPW champion, non-title match though it was, in action. Anytime you get to see that is a complete treat.
Well, enjoy your victory, Joe Hendry, because it may be short-lived. On October the 2nd, thanks to that announcement from Adam Blampied, on iPay-per-view at Refuse to Lose, Joe Hendry will go one-on-one with Will Ospreay. The WCPW title on the line, and that championship may not be in Joe Hendry's possession for very much longer.
It's a 1-1 rubber match. I'm sick and tired of this. I challenge you to a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Taking as much as you can take.